with great admiration, Narelle, about your leadership and your ability, an enormous strength to be able to lead that normalcy. I'm struggling to believe that over the next year following Lisa's diagnosis, that there wasn't a moment or two or three or five or seven in which Narelle privately is going, oh my God, how am I coping?
There were
tons of those moments, and I'm talking about the tears. How did you maintain the strength? I don't want a story. I want to know from you, how did you maintain the strength? How did you overcome those moments?
I cried in the shower where the boys couldn't see me.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Because I had to find a way. I had taught
What was
these
the
kids
way? How did you find the way?
one step at a time.
Okay.
Break everything down into its little bits.
Yeah.
And work out the first step. If you can work out that first step, well, you've done the first step. Now let's work on your second step.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's get your first. Because Mark and I had taught the kids, and we'd been so definite with the kids, and even David. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Look out. So suddenly I could not sit there and say, woe is me. I couldn't because I taught the boys that. Well, what a hypocrite.
Yeah.
If I turned around and done the same thing. So, I cried in the shower a few times. I remember one time I did panic because my youngest, David, was sick.
Yeah.
And I was looking at him and I had no way to get him I happened to be home this day. And Mark didn't matter where the car was. I couldn't drive it anyway. And the neighbours on both sides were away. And I'm sitting there thinking, how do I get a boy with gastro to the doctor?
Yeah.
How the hell am I going to do this? My friends are at work. And I'm stuck. And I thought I couldn't even put him in a taxi because he was just crook. He was really crook.
Yeah.
And I had to sit there and I started panicking. Because I was, I couldn't even just go and get lemonade. I had no ability just to go and get some lemonade and, he'd flatten it and do all that. I couldn't. And this kid was getting sicker and I thought, okay, you're going to breathe. We've got to find a way. And then I heard another name. I thought, I think Paul's home. And I just said to Dave, I'm going to lock you in the house. I'll be back. And I thought, I'm going to walk up one side of the street. To everyone that I knew, not that I knew many, sort of once you got half up the street I didn't, but I was going to have to go and say, I need help.
Are you walking with a cane?
Yeah, I had a cane by this stage.
And the dog?
No, I didn't have a dog. I just had the cane.
Yeah.
But the bottom end of the street, I never used the cane because I was so familiar with it that I didn't worry about it. And I thought, okay, start over. I reckon Paul may be close to being home if he's not home. And I walked up and he pulled up. And he said, you right, Narelle? And I said, no. I told him what's going on. And he said, right, I'm going for towels. Let's put the kid in the back seat. I'm staying with you. And Paul went with me. He said, and he actually rang the doctor and said, right, I'm bringing Davey, well, not Davey lad, but I'm bringing David in. Narelle's with me. David's pretty sick. And he said, yeah, we'll get you. Don't worry about it. And then I learnt later what I should have done is just rung the ambulance and told them I'm blind.